For some reason, I didn't save it last time we went through Japan. So I've got to do Japan again. So let's bash through all of that. Ah, nice and easy. But hopefully everything is working. Welcome everyone. Let me know if everything is okay, because last time in the GT stream we had some sort of issues, but should be all good today.
You are from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. This unique track is a favourite home for motorsports. And
let me just get past
this weekend. Get
this.
Ready for exhilaration and speed with the Japanese Grand Prix. Drivers will battle it out this weekend on the snaking turns of...
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you. Exciting. Welcome Vlatka, Ollie, Patiently, Sam, Marcella, Chayat, Suji, Kimono, and Tanzila. Tanzila just racking up those dubs. You gotta let us know what's your account in the Discord,
FP3 all finished. It's
so we can give you that 30 dub roll.
Teams will be taking the data they've gathered.
Welcome TDS as well. Good to have you. Good to have you. So let me just get this going. Max speed. I should have done this earlier, but it's it's a Friday. It's busy, isn't it? What's the time right now? It's 9:05 UK time. Qualifying starts at 10, I believe. Is it 10 or 9:30? Either which way, we're here. We're ready for it. Nebula Wolf. Okay, welcome Uday, Dutch Lion, Laku. Uday, it's 1:34 AM in India, and I'm gonna wait for you live. That's the commitment, Uday. Hopefully, it's going to be a great qualifying session for you. That's my hope. You know, what's going to happen with the season now that Max Verstappen's wrapped up at the top? Is that going to just take the edge off him? Are we going to see more battles for the lead? We will see. This post-championship deciding race now. Daily CFC, what time to start UK and end? I think it's starting at 10, but someone will be able to confirm. Honestly, I'm no good with the times. My mods have to always remind me multiple times this is when the race is. Right, zoom that forward. We want to get through to Japan. Sorry, not to Japan, to USA. We're talking about. Welcome, Mark Johnson. Good to see you. Chaya Suji Kimono. You're welcome to refer to me as Chaya. Okay, we'll go with Chaya. I quite like Chaya Suji Kimono as well, though. Welcome, Hannah's on. Let me get this off top chat. Let me go to this on live chat. There we go. Tanzila says, "Are you listening to me?" Tanzila, come in. Come in, Tanzila. There's like lovely weather in Austin.
Someone's run wide.
You can see Ash Vanderlei in the background here. Red Bull influencer. A bit like Dirk Chocolate. Right. T-minus 54. Yeah, I don't. That time is not right, is it? I've got only 28 points behind. With Aston Martin a further 68 points. And McLaren, would you believe it, are 5th. McLaren are in the middle of the championship battle. They are 5th. They're well ahead of Alpine in 6th, but McLaren surely can potentially finish P2. Right, let me get this done. What strategy is it? That one. Can't see in it because there's so many edible straws in the way.
Box confirmed.
Thing is, as soon as I finish the streams, I just end F1 Manager. I just Alt F4 it. It's normally so hot up here. Daniel Ricciardo is back, everyone. Any Daniel Ricciardo fans in the chat? He loves it in America. Maybe he wasn't too bothered about missing that brutal Qatar round.
Message understood.
Daily, you watching Argentina versus... I'm not watching it, but to be honest, New Zealand are going to win that one, so... It's all about the match tomorrow, isn't it? Is there a clash tomorrow between the match and any of the F1? Again, I don't know the session times. I'm not the right person to ask. I just cover it for you. But today we have qualifying for the race, so it's full-on qualifying. But so much is going to happen in between this qualifying and the race, which can be very interesting. My mic is laggy. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Must be your Bluetooth headset. Oh, I am lagging. Bro's lagging. Well, nothing is lagging my side. Nothing is lagging my side. So what could it be? Everyone's saying it's lagging now. Welcome Kit with the 199, thank you so much. The legendary KCR Kit with the £1.99 donation, thank you so much. Running the KCR One Make series. KCR One Make series and coming up with so many incredible liveries like the one you can see in the picture there. So a true legend of the KCR community. Thank you so much, KCR Kit. Hope you're going to be enjoying the race. Just diving in early. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo having a proper burger. He's a special one. I think the reporter who's covering this, who's probably not used to eating these sort of burgers, I suspect.
Is that a lockup?
Yeah, have a cheeky refresh. Also, generally, just if you want to at any time, please feel free to refresh the stream. It's good for the stream. YouTube thinks that you've popped back in again. Yeah, there was some sort of issue. I actually think unusually at YouTube's end, because I saw that my preview had stopped, but nothing I'm exporting has. I haven't dropped a single frame today, which is very unusual.
That sounds like someone's gone wide there.
Marcelo's saying there's no lag. Okay,
Was that
so
a lockup on the track?
how are we going to deal with this lag gate? Is there lag or no lag? But yeah, Daniel Ricciardo back in the car today. We'll see how he does. He will have a massive point to prove, won't he? Massive. Welcome KCR Simba as well, who's leading the charge in ACC. KCR Simba's doing the... He's really doing the KCR attack in that simulator. Setting up the forward base, no doubt. And Nida drifts from Circuit the Americas. Nida, are you at the race? Let us know, Nida, if you're at the race. Nida drifts. Very fast esports driver. One of the fastest Gran Turismo drivers in the world. Competes at live events. Drives in VR, drives in 2D. And is at Circuit of the Americas for the race. How cool is that? Our man on the ground. Our esports driver. This is what it means to be in a community, by the way. We've got KCR Kips in here. Makes amazing liveries. We've got KCR Simba, who's leading our charge into ACC. And we've got Nida Drifts, who's our very, very fast esports driver. How cool is that? And we're hanging out here watching F1 or following the F1. Why does it always go to one speed? Just I want to progress through this like it's nothing. James Washington is going to be there Saturday and Sunday. Where are you sitting, James? Where are you sitting? Chai is slightly jealous. Honestly, I think it's a great race to go to. I think the vibe will be very fun. Even more fun, I think Red Bull will sort of let their hair down a little bit. Because there's nothing strictly on the line. That makes sense, not in a meta way anyway. Okay, we're finally making our way through that. Tanzina says, why do you play with chase cams? That's what they do in real life. They put a camera on the back and then they look at that camera. That's what they get on the inside of the helmet. Is that view. Nida's got the perfect seats. Very nice.
We can take a look now. Now watch this. Here's Alonso's car.
How do I skip all this stuff? No wonder this game bombed, man. I mean, come on. Come on.
I think someone's run
Unfortunately, all my predictions about F1 Manager 22 came true. I said when it was announced, rather than doing the paid line of, oh, this game's amazing, I said, I really think they've dropped the ball on this. I really don't think this is going to sell. Sometimes you just got to stay true to yourself. James in general admission, very nice. What's the weather looking like, Nida? Do we need to turn off the satellite map? I suspect it's not going to rain in the Lone Star State. What is up with all these things? Ignore pace. Tanzila going to check for your rank. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, Tanzila, in the background here. Need to say legend cars coming through, so that's the drivers. They'll sit on the back of usually classic cars from the manufacturers, so classic Ferraris and Alfa Romeos and such like that.
Norris here. It's not been a great day for him.
Right, there we go. Sorry, Lando. Let's get this onto America. See, if I was really organised, I'd have all this done. Or I'd have an assistant. I'd have an assistant and they could pre-set this. But that's the beauty of live streaming like this. Amateur live streaming. Oh, my chassis is missing. Oh, God. I've forgotten how to play this game. Hang on, sorry, I don't have any chassis. Okay, there we go. Bear with me, I just got to get through all this nonsense. Almost there. Ah, finally. Right. Texas. Huge. Yeah, we got a sprint shootout, so we got qualifying, sprint qualifying, sprint shootout, right? Is that how it works? And then the race. There's only been one practice session. Oh, am I meant to save it here? Yeah. Right. Remember to save it. I always forget to save it. Nice. Okay. Now we're good. Now we can actually have the sights and sounds. Oh, what is... Okay. I don't play enough games these days. I just get really frustrated by
Is the
them.
radio okay now?
Yep, radio's good.
Ooh, finally. Right, we're here.
Starting now.
Apparently Andretti are making some huge noises. Huge noises here about joining. They've got the FIA approval to join. Most of the teams are saying no, I think very selfishly. So in this weird situation where the FIA says yes, the teams have an ability to say no, which is very unusual in sport. So we'll see what happens with Andretti, but I think the sport needs it. The sport will... There would be times when the sport would have been crawling towards Andretti, like 15 years ago. Times can change very quickly. They might have a good thing right now, but... You know, 2025 might be another year where Max just wraps it up with like 7 races to spare. And then they might be thinking, actually, could have done with Andretti. Tanzila says Mexico Grand Prix is 2 days after my birthday. Very nice. It is a triple header, of course. USA, Mexico, Brazil. So that means 3 weekends in a row. There's going to be a lot of streaming on this channel. A lot of streaming. How does that work? This is like a mass problem, chat. If the Grand Prix is 2 days after your birthday... and quali is on your birthday, does that mean Mexico's a sprint? Is Mexico a sprint then? Is that how it works? By the process of deduction? Let me know. Right, James was there saying hot all weekend. I imagine. I don't think it's going to be as brutal as we saw in Qatar, which ended up being a bit controversial actually. In motorsport generally, a lot of people saying they were uncomfortable watching actually because it looked to be so hard on the drivers. But then Lewis Hamilton came out today and said, you know, that's what it's all about. It's an extreme sport. And if people struggle, they should just get fitter. Kind of easy for him to say, considering that he didn't make it past lap 1. So, you know, but point taken. Come on, chat. Let me know what's going on. What's going on in people's worlds on this Friday evening? Now we got the background. Let's get the vibe up a little bit. Let's get the vibe up. They got the big viewing tower here, although there's no one on it at the moment apart from one person. Is it maybe a commentator that they're going to zoom in on? That would be a pretty cool shot. Is that what they're doing? Or do they just have a cameraman up there? You would think it would be non-stop going up and down. But Oscar Piastri was up there. It looks like an amazing view from that tower, actually. Just phenomenal view. What a circuit they've built here. Chai is saying, I suppose the limits were getting reached in Qatar. Yeah, I think in other motor racing series they have sensors in the cockpits that let them know when it's getting too hot. They have sort of limits. You know, like in football, if it's too hot, you have more water breaks. You know, so should they have done something like that? If that's what you want to do, then every 25 minutes the cars stop, get some water on board, and then go out again under safety car. Is that what people want to watch? I think the thing is about the point is that they're all pushing themselves to their limit, so you could always just drive a little bit more conservatively, I guess, if you feel like you can't quite handle it. Tan says normally there's like 402k people watch only 48 today. Very rarely would we have 2,000 people watching this early, but Tanzia, feel free to share the stream. We've got 51 people watching, 13 likes. So chat, if everyone watching now hit that like button, we would get ourselves to the big 50 like, which would be a pretty cool milestone for us here. There is still 38 minutes to go till qualifying. Yeah, Oscar Piastri looking very relaxed. I'd say he's arguably the hottest driver in F1 right now, and recently signed up by McLaren. I mean, he only this time last year, I'm not even sure he confirmed he was with them. He's probably still an Alpine driver, if I remember. Ude's always liked through. Ude's is an absolute pro. Watching at 1:40 AM in India, and always like the stream. All ready for the story of qualifying. And you can see here, I think those are the standings at the end of the first and only practice, by the way. The first and only practice where you can see the Aston Martins were right down there. Lance Stroll actually in last place. So what sort of circuit is... so what cars is this circuit going to favour? Is the question. We will see. Such a technically difficult circuit. I actually really struggled to drive this circuit. Not one of my best circuits. Tanzita's timed out on Discord. Wow. What a dramatic turn of events that is. Chai is saying sprint tomorrow will be at midnight Amsterdam time. I'd love to see it, but I'm a morning person. Yeah, it's going to be late. It's going to be late. The US races always are. And Vegas, I mean, what are the times going to be for Vegas, everyone? Vegas is going to be early, isn't it? Because they're racing late at Vegas. So is that going to be early for us Europeans? Things he says, hi mate from India too, assuming that the McLaren boys are low down because they didn't run softs. I don't know. It's interesting. It's the only free practice session. I believe they are now essentially in part of firmware conditions. There is a 4-second split. So there's a massive disparity in the type of information that those teams will be getting. So yeah, I can't explain it. I can't explain it, to be honest. Tallies are shared everywhere. Okay, we'll see everything flow in now. I think Vegas, they're going late, so I think it's going to be an early start. Is it going to be same as Japan or something? I don't know. Japan was so early for us. Anyone here who was watching for the Japan streams? Anyone remember? Any other hardcore fans? Welcome, Rubber Slug. Hardcore fans will remember the Japan stream. I was like half asleep. But I think that was the MBR stream. I think that was the MBR stream as well. When Lord MBR came in and just caused absolute carnage. Things you know, you're saving me an F1 subscription, no worries. And I do have some interesting news on potential developments for next year with this stream that are very, very exciting. If it all happens, we will see. 7-hour difference to Japan. I'd say one of the most worried drivers in Formula 1 right now would be Lando Norris. Lando Norris never won an F1 race. Kind of came into this season as, you know, a team leader to a rookie. And now Oscar Piastri is making him look a little bit average, dare I say. Uday saying Vegas race for India will be 11:30 AM. Okay, 11:30 AM for India. I don't know what that means for the UK, but good to know. Good to know. Yeah, Oscar Piastri is a very dangerous man. I feel like he's a teammate breaker. A bit like Max Verstappen. And he's such a smooth operator as well. Black saying, I was just thinking how just a few years ago it was totally okay for me to go all night, get an hour's sleep and go to work, but Japan was really difficult. Japan was tough. I definitely felt it after Japan. It definitely took me some time to readjust after Japan. I think also when I was in Vegas, I found it quite difficult to adjust back. Danica Patrick is somehow... Well, actually, she's from the US, so the fact the Earth is flat to her doesn't affect her ability to actually get to Texas, probably. She can take a train. Cheetah says Alpha, spelling Alfa Romeo, or AlphaTauri. Which one are you supporting, Cheech? Let us know. Yeah, they're chatting away about some sort of nonsense. And, oh, I'm going to reset that timer. It's now perfect, isn't it? Huh? No. Are you good? It's meant to restart. Okay, 30. Okay, it's not... I missed it a little bit. I'll be honest, I missed it a little bit. Yeah, Oscar Piastri just sitting on the floor in the cool-down room in Qatar is such a boss move, I feel. Like, you just... It's such a chilled-out move that dominates the space, and then Max Verstappen came in, sat on the floor, and then Lando looks like a right idiot because he was sat in the high chair. So Oscar Piastri just completely alphaed. Like, he made Lando look very stupid there. In my opinion. I might be reading a bit too much into it. But the fact he came into the cool-down room, just sat on the floor, and then Max came in last, I was like, I'll sit on the floor with you. It's almost like Lando was left at a different table on his own. That was the equivalent. Daniel saying Lando is getting uncomfortable. I wonder if Lando's quite an arrogant, confident person. You have to be for in Formula 1. We don't have to be, but it makes sense. You are right at the top of the pyramid. You are one of the fastest drivers in the world. Very difficult sport. Very glamorous sport. But I wonder if we'll start to see some radio messages come out that might be a little bit unsavoury. I mean, remember in... I think that's happened a few times where Lando's been behind, so I'm clearly faster, let me through. We will see. Just one to keep an eye on, I suspect. Just one to keep an eye on. Welcome, Snowline, as well. Welcome to the Snow Lion in the house. Wow, Alpine have a lovely jersey. Yeah. French jersey. For the French team, but now it seems to be basically Hollywood owned. You don't need to be arrogant, you need to be confident. I mean, I think tomorrow will premiere my my quite long actually video of how I became a racing driver doing the Mazda racing. And you'll see there some of those sort of feelings or stories. Welcome Phantom Buster in the house as well, doing a lot of stuff in the Discord. Tuning championships. Some other stuff that's a little bit more under wraps at the moment, but we can't wait to launch, which is awesome. Lewis Hamilton's chatting away at something now. I wonder if he feels good for next year. I wonder if he feels he get a competitive package, he can win one more World Championship and then bow out. I reckon he's driven for that. I reckon he's hungry. Dan says 750 MC. Don't know what 750 MC means. 750 Mook. What does that mean? Let us know. Do let us know. Right, we're getting close now to qualifying. I want to see how soon will Sergio Perez get knocked out of qualifying. That is the game. Black is going to enjoy it. Yeah, we'll premiere. I just need to do the thumbnail actually. So tomorrow morning I'll do the thumbnail for that. Tanzila shared to the Discord server with the most members, 16 million. Are we going to get absolutely swamped here, Tanzila? Can we handle having 16 million people in the stream? Are you going to break YouTube? Hello in advance to all 16 million people that are going to turn up. 750 Motor Club UK, no. I was racing in Spain. Bit nicer than racing in some parts of the UK at some times of the year when it's too cold. Rubber Slug says break it. Let's do it. Ude says you should replace Lance Stroll. I reckon pretty much anyone in chat could replace Lance Stroll. Anyone in chat think they couldn't replace Lance Stroll? What do we think, chat? Anyone think they couldn't replace Lance Stroll? Okay, Shia says no, Rubber Slug says no, okay. Tanzila's currently over 1 million people online. That's a lot of people watching the stream then. Daniel says not if his dad is running the team. Well, Felipe Drugovich, will he get a chance before the end of the season? Falmora says, totally could, F1 2023 prepared me. I'm having a look now at some of the drivers struggling to get out of the car in Qatar. Logan Sargent obviously vomited all over himself. But, you know, racing is a little bit like that. Racing is a little bit like that. Oh, did Alex Hamilton drop his steering wheel? Welcome Sim Salabim as well. Hello Kireth, I missed you. Good to have you back though. Good to have you back on the stream. Lots more streaming coming this weekend and the next few weekends as well. So much Formula 1 on the channel, which is awesome. We love to see it. Man Machine says, Streetwall says, a monkey could replace Lance. Well, if you take a trained monkey and put him in the cockpit, as Nicky Lauda said. Super Cuba saying Stroll is one of the best drivers in the world, even if he is trash at F1. It's a very backhanded compliment, that, isn't it? It's a massive backhand with the compliment. Child be Sergeant's twin parking the car in the wrong place. Yeah, will Sergeant crash today? We'll see. Tanzania, I will tell Creecraft server they have second most with 10 million. Okay, let's see, Tanzania. Let's be. If we get 2 million people in our stream, let's ease off the throttle there. Once we get to 2 million, let's just hold off because we don't want to go too hard. So let's go to 2 million then. Let's just remember that. Sim has missed all of the chat as well. Very good. You know, it feels really recent that we were streaming Qatar, wasn't it? Very recent. What did I do last weekend? Last weekend I went racing. So I need to do the voiceover for that from Road Racing. Another trophy won, by the way. Another trophy. Rubber Slug says 1 billion. I think let's stick with 2 million. I don't know what happens at 1 billion. I mean, if we get to 1 billion in the stream, we will have 1/7 of the world watching. It's quite valuable advertising real estate, but we're completely unsponsored, so it's just going to waste. Simpson, let's ban me at 2 million views. I probably would get banned. the forces at B would ban me. Tazzy, do you want a world record or not? I mean, if we can break into the top 10 UK gaming live streamers, then that's a pretty big dub for us. Pretty big dub. Well, only 25 minutes to go now. This is why I like to start nice and early. Try and see if I can spot any celebrities walking around, mulling around, posing, you could say. By the way, has everyone seen my grid walk videos from Formula E? So I've got 3 grid walk videos. Well, I was one of those posers on the grid with my GoPro. Interviewing megastars like Jaden Smith at length. And just showing you the vibe, really. Let us know in the chat if you haven't seen this. Simpsons really missed the stream, so hyped. Good, well, good news. Glad that you've missed them and they're back, rather than the other way around. You didn't miss them. Actually, would the other way around would be that you didn't miss them and they weren't happening, and that's really bad. That's the opposite. Phantom 1 billion easy, 7 billion. Let's go 7 billion then. 7 billion. Let them burn says you tripping trash stream. Hope your PC blows up. There's a terrorist threat in the chat. Terrorist threat in the chat. Hope your PC blows up. My word. Get the counter-terrorism unit on that. Robert's like, I'll go stand on street corners with the merch. I do need to redo my merch, actually. I need to redo my merch. Remo Philo Nikili is back. Is that a Ford Mustang in the picture? If so, I bet you're looking forward to the race here at the Circuit of the Americas. Phantom's in there. Let's keep the chat civil, please. I think there's some IndyCar on the screen now. Jamie Chadwick reconfirmed for Indy Lights or Indy Next, whatever they call it next season. Is that a good move or a bad move? Depends which way you look at it. Sim, he wishes for the new C4 processor. Tell you what, I built this computer, and there's nothing like building your own computer and then like upgrading it. And what a beast! An absolute beast. Right, that timer there is not super accurate. There's 23 minutes to go, everyone. 23 minutes to go. I think, anyone feeling sad that Liam Lawson's not in this race? How bad would it be if we never saw Liam Lawson in F1 again, when he's clearly proven he can perfectly, readily compete in Formula 1? He will always have that on his CV. Tanzila, I think I made a mistake because there is more than 10 million. There's actually 18 million. Right, we might therefore cross over our 2 million maximum mark, even, I should say. So we've got to be careful there if you've invited all 18 million people. Just a lot of B-roll from Sky here. I can't wait to show you my racing though. I've done an edit designed to bring you on a journey, so it has a lot of my behind the scenes footage and my thoughts at the time in a progressive way. So really the idea of the video is that if you are curious whether you or someone you know could become a racing driver, you can come on that journey, you know, if you have no experience, and see how it is. That's my aim. Can't wait. It's all being cleared on the IP front. Phantom saying Lawson should definitely continue racing in F1. Yeah, or he's clearly going to make an incredible endurance driver. Like, he's just got that about him. So I think WEC IMSA as well could do that for years. Black, considering my 70-year-old uncle came today only to ask what is my connection with the F1 and why I am sharing your streams are growing to unexpected people. We are now big in Croatia. BIC, big in Croatia. Well, there are some exciting things that I'm speaking to some important people about with regard to live streaming, so I'm very excited. Simpson, what do you make of AlphaTauri House and Williams being at the top end of P1? I wouldn't read too much into it. Haas blows so hot and cold. But apparently they've got an upgrade that's come, so... There's this guy he's got a tour of the Aston Martin garage with Fernando Alonso. He's in the car, but he's wearing like sunglasses and like a big denim jacket. It's a very casual... I don't know, maybe that's style. I don't know a lot about style, to be fair. I'll say I don't really know anything about style. Chayat, Lawson proved he can do it, so hopefully he's getting promoted sooner rather than later. The question is, where does he go? You'd have to assume that... I think, actually, because Aston Martin are going to go to Honda engines, which I don't know how that works with the branding, but Aston Martin going to Honda engines, you'd presume that Tsunoda will go to Aston Martin, maybe once Alonso retires, or maybe Stroll has to leave at some point. And I think that opens up the door to Lawson and AlphaTauri. The question is, Red Bull have got two old drivers really in their lineup. They've got Sergio Perez and Daniel Ricciardo, who are both kind of getting on a bit. I think Sky have gone a bit mental because they're showing this bit over and over again. Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a documentary style with racing in it as well, and all the onboard footage. But it's more documentary style than I've done before. So that's all done, and that I just need to create the absolutely banging thumbnail because it would be disappointing if that one bombed, to be honest. But unfortunately, that's the way it is. Often the one you spend more time on tend to bomb, and it's the ones that you're like, oh, new update for this game, tend to do really well. So counterintuitive, isn't it? Tanzina's going to send a screenshot. Okay, go for it. Probably the most efficient way of sending screenshots on YouTube is changing your profile picture to the screenshot. Uday, can McLaren fight for P2 in constructor? Well, McLaren are P5 at the moment, but I definitely think they can. I think Aston Martin above them still. So I think Aston are going to struggle, and then you've got Ferrari and Mercedes. It will depend how Ferrari and Mercedes do, won't it? Sim says, interesting. Yes, indeed. Right, 18 minutes to go, everyone. 18 minutes to go till qualifying. I cannot wait. I would like it to start now, ideally. That would be fun. Jensen Button in town. He's doing, I think, endurance racing? Or is he still doing NASCAR? I wonder if he's still doing NASCAR. The thing is, once you've raced in F1 and you've maintained that peak physical and mental conditioning for so long, in a sport like racing, you can just race into your 50s, like doing other sports. You do F1 till you're like 35. You just race like in the sports cars and everything till you're like 55. Pretty interesting, not something you can do in other sports. I think Lewis Hamilton was popping by the F1 Academy drivers this weekend. F1 Academy, what a mess it's been so far, but looks like they might be turning it around for next year with some... I think it's all going to be televised next year, which is what they had in the W Series. There was obviously some big mess up there with the way they transitioned out of the W Series. But they lost some momentum for sure, but let's see if they can gather it back. Sue says, hello, Kireth. Evening, everyone. Let us know where in the world you're watching from today, by the way. Let's do a nations check and see where people are watching from. It is a bit of an unusual time for us, I would say. Reed Van Loon, nice t-shirt you're wearing. Reed Van Loon, obviously, going to be supporting Max Verstappen here today. Phantom's watching from France. Simpson's watching from Swedishland. I don't know where Swedishland is, actually. Or Swedishland, okay. Not somewhere I really know about, I have to say. Must have missed it in geography. Right, only 15 minutes to go now, everyone. Only 15 minutes, finally. We're almost there. These adverts for the F1 Arcade crack me up so much. I mean, I can't believe I still have the most popular video on the F1 Arcade on YouTube. And the amount of money that must get spent there. I need to contact them. Netherlands, UK, Croatia representing in the house. See virtual Max Verstappen out there on track, looking virtually fast. I feel like it's a bit of a slower tempo for us today, chat. Is that? It's always like that, isn't it? For the first, it's always like that for the first stream, because it is a lot of streaming, isn't it? And because we do a lot of different stuff in the meantime, it's just an Apple VR adverts. Are these actually available? Oh, I'm not sure I trust someone operating on me through Apple VR yet. Guess it depends what they're operating on. Oh no, it's Meta, aka Facebook. Sim's off the drinks. You've been banned from the drink, Sim. I tell you what, adverts are just really boring these days. Like, none of these adverts... I actually don't buy a lot of stuff these days, and I wonder if it's because the adverts are so bad. Like, back in the day, adverts, you'd rush out and just buy whatever they were advertising. But now I barely know what they're advertising, or what it means. Like, what is Salesforce? Well, a little bit occupied, Tanzania, but we'll check. We'll check post-stream. We'll have to take it on trust. There. I mean, I can't tell you what half of these adverts are for. There's one right now. It's showing... Oh, this might be cancer research, actually. It's quite a serious one. I'm guessing because it's got pink lighting. And it's quite a moody one. Oh, it's worldwide cancer research. Simpson and the stream's going to blow up. I like the quiet moments. It's like it's for Japan. But I like to start early as well. I like to just get the stream live early so I can just hang out and chill. I don't want to do these streams where it's like, oh, let's start 1 minute before. Because I like just feeling my way into the stream. This is an advert for Viagra Connect. Sounds like an app. I don't know what sort of people watch. The demographic of people they advertise to on Sky Sports is very interesting. Welcome, George Rogers. What's this one then? Peloton. Peloton. I didn't know they existed. I thought they'd gone bust. Apparently Peloton still exists if you want to waste money. And now it's a Sky exclusive TV show. Does anyone actually watch Sky TV? It's like a period thing. Not the sort of thing I would watch, I could tell you that for free. Like, very boring. The Gilded Age. The Gilded Age. Sorry, any Gilded Age fans. Right, okay. We're back. 12 minutes to go. Just show me live footage of the track. Well, I think Logan Sargent's been out on a monster truck, sponsored by My Protein. Don't be sick in it, Logan. Sim, I love the calm moments where we can chat and chill. Yeah, it's always like that. It's always like that. It's good to have the variation both ways, I would say. She says Sky Arts is free in the UK. Wouldn't know because I've never watched it. Ted Kravitz is down on the ground. And TV crews running into each other. Producers very angry. Tell who the producers are. They're always people with clipboards and microphones that are basically, they direct everything and shout at everyone. Welcome Beef and Barley, welcome along. I'm gonna sneeze. Sneezed so much my headphones fell off. Wow! What a rush! Woo! That's like driving a Formula 1 car. Welcome, Beef Barley. Is the hashtag in the description still supposed to say Qatar GP? No, it isn't. Nope. What is the hashtag for this GP? Is it US GP? Welcome, Sir Rhodes. Good spot. Good spot, sir. You know what? Let's smash a load of hashtags in there. USGP, F1 GP, F1 Live, Live F1, GP US, F1 US, F1 in USA. Not sure about that one. What else do we got? I've run out. Austin GP. I'm all out, chat. F1 Racing. I've hit the bottom of the barrel there. There we go. That should be updated. Sorry for my appalling hashtag skills there, or lack thereof. Brian, people still watch F1. That's cool, says a person who watches American football. I look at things. Tanzida, can you check F1 Live? Have a think about that, my friend. Have a think about that. Come back to us. Right, 9 minutes to go, everyone. 9 minutes to go till qualifying. We are blessed with qualifying here on a Friday night. And this is going to set the grid for the big one, for the big points race. But we're going to have sprint qualifying and the sprint race in between. I cannot for the life of me imagine that this format is going to stay much longer. It doesn't seem to make sense. MotoGP having similar issues. They're actually running their race tomorrow and the sprint on the next day. Live commentary. I should have done that one. Terrible hashtag game. Really not very good on the old hashtag front, am I? There's a big old US flag at turn 1. It's a massive flag. That's what you call a flag. They do their flags in the USA. They know how to do their flags, don't they? Brian, ever since Verstappen entered God mode, has been boring. No? Not really, I'd say. Trying to think, you know. I mean, there's been some. Think about Singapore, where you had to deal with quite a lot. Think about Monza, where you had to deal with quite a lot as well. So there's been definitely a lot of stuff happening in this part of the season that we've been covering. Go back all the way back to Monaco. Monaco was very dramatic. So in a lot of the races where there's been safety cars, think about Canada. Canada's such an exciting race. My goodness, there's someone having a massive slice of pizza. Beef and Barley can't help us with tag part. Don't worry about it, Beef and Barley. Oh, there's an actual wrestling ring by the side of the track. The Americans know how to do entertainment, don't you, our American friends? There's something in particular you excel at. I'd say something you don't is cheese, but entertainment, yes, world class. Brian, I do like how McLaren has been showing promise. Yeah, I mean, it could be a great season next season. Could be a great season. It's poised really nicely because let's say that we have relative parity on the cars. In different ways, obviously, like, you know, so different strength, different circuits, but you got the incredible dynamic at McLaren where you got Lando with a massive point to prove, but then Oscar Piastri just looks like he might be quite a bit faster than Lando when he gets embedded in. You got whatever dynamic you're going to have at Red Bull with Verstappen, he might be really pushing, and whoever's going to be his co-driver. You got this situation at Ferrari where who is the number one driver there? It's difficult to say at the moment. Then you got Mercedes, you got the 7-time world champion, who's going to be desperate to get one more to really cement his legacy. And then George Russell, who I think has made some unforced errors this season. So, yeah, really tasty. What if the Alpines are up there? Can you imagine if the Alpines come out with a really good car and it's just like, how can they mess it up? So we'll see. Reed Van Loon, good evening, KCR members. Everyone new, please like and subscribe to this channel and enjoy all the content. Thanks so much. Welcome Olivia K as well. Already come in with that deploy on the like front. Well, good news everyone, because we're only 5 minutes away. Only 5 minutes away. And remember, was it Fernando Alonso's big crash last year? Where he did the jumpy thing. Was that Fernando or Lance Stroll? I can't remember. Was it Lance Stroll actually? Right, they're running the titles, everyone. It's time for the titles. Yeah, George, correct. Haas said they brought big updates. And Haas, honestly, Haas sometimes seem to punch well above their weight. So frankly, who knows? Who knows with Haas what could happen? No one knows with Haas. That's the beauty and the mystery of Haas. Okay, we are just 4 minutes away. I can't wait now. I just want to get going. Seeing who's looking good. I'm not aware of any tyre restrictions that we have in place here. Between the different sessions, we'll see. Is Max Verstappen going to dominate as a 3-time world champion? 3-time world champion. Yeah, where's Daniel Ricciardo going to end up? Is he a world champion in waiting? I mean, what a story that would be. We will see. Austin, Texas. Laku saying Oscar will get pole. Well, feel free to put your predictions in the chat, everyone. Who you think is going to get pole. The lap record here is a 132 dead by Valtteri Bottas. So we'll see if we get anywhere close to that. 132 dead, pretty much. Is the time to remember. Very interesting circuit here. Massive elevation. Massive elevation going up into turn 1. Very wide entry and a narrowing exit can form a funnel. Catches out a lot of drivers who go side by side on the way in. Some more flags on show. Top flags. 35 degrees is the air temperature, 42 degrees track temperature. So it's warm, but it's not obscenely warm. That's not obscenely warm track temp. Pretty sticky, I'd say. And yeah, phenomenal circuit they created here. Really is very special, very technical, and one that I'm personally yet to master, actually. Still one I've got to get my hang together. It's the last sector is very, very, very tricky. Very tricky, actually. Chai is here for the fun. Elbar says Leclerc for pole, Forza Ferrari. Sirota says everyone left one race in the sim before the actual race. They do a lot of work in the simulator, yes. And they have simulator drivers who work at the factory all weekend. Every adjustment they make to the car, they'll make to the simulator driver. So I'll be getting constant feedback now from the simulator driver saying, oh, that change we made to the camber is having a really weird effect into turn 8 on the entry in this line. But when I take this line 1 foot to the left-hand side, it completely goes. So maybe we should try that. And then the drivers on the track will get the information, and then they'll try it and they'll make their decision. So that's how it works relative to the sim. In my video tomorrow, what I do work in the sim, and I go to a track and I compare my data between the sim and the track at the same track. It's very interesting for that. Kevin Magnussen, looking focused. Sponsored by Azatec Sim Sports. Do a lot of sim racing. They do the force feedback pedal, don't they? Uday saying Max for pole. Uday's really gone out on a limb there, haven't you? Really risking it. Yeah, everyone looks focused now. Everyone's in the cars. I'm going to get rid of this timer because we are basically ready to go, everyone, which is awesome. Oh, someone in the Ferrari's got a very nice green helmet. It's Charles Leclerc. What a nice helmet Charles Leclerc has. I think it's a American football themed one. No worries, Sir Rhodes. Welcome along, though, because you're about to see the fastest drivers in the world basically drive as fast as they can in the fastest race cars in the world, which is what it's all about. People driving at the limits. So I say imminently we're going to start qualifying. Imminently. Black is ready. Oh, was it Stroll defending against Alonso last year, causing the flight? Lance Stroll involved in an incident? Surely not. Chayat's ready as well. We're all ready to go. Right, I see drivers coming out ready. Massive, massive, massive elevation. I've never been Circuit Americas in real life, but I just want to walk that pit straight. Taylor saying too many non-European races. Ooh. Well. What would you drop? For what? If you're going to come in there windmilling. Welcome, Masho Barney. How is everyone? Doing quite well, thank you. Snowline is sending some kisses to Max. We will see. You can see who's out on track right now. I've made that track map a little bit bigger for you. Ooh. Logan Sargent, the home driver, the home man, is out there first. Nico Hulkenberg is looking very concerned in the pits. Not sure why. They're still working on that car in the Haas garage. Out comes Oscar Piastri as well. So remember, everyone, this is Q1. This is the first part of qualifying. It's going to run for, well, you can see there's 16 minutes to go. And we're basically just deciding who are the top 15 drivers. We're going to lose the slowest 5 drivers. They won't take any further part in qualifying. So Q1 is, who are the slowest 5? Get rid of them. That's the summary. Don't think that's how it's written in the FIA handbook, but that's what it actually means. Taylor wants to get rid of all Asians for a start. A bit harsh. Bit harsh, Taylor. Brian, well, F1 has to get their hands in the greedy American market. Of course, the UK's humble. Well, I don't know how there isn't a German Grand Prix. I mean, given the tracks that are available in Germany, I don't know how that can be the case. Williams have an incredible livery here, by the way. Very nice livery from Williams. Very nice. Well, I think Qatar they can do in a different time of the year. But remember the whole furore with the Football World Cup? They literally changed the World Cup to a Winter World Cup because it's too hot in Qatar in the summer. And then when did they run the Qatar GP? Kind of near the end of summer. So maybe they'll move the whole F1 season so there can be a Qatar race in January. Olivier saying Qatar, Monaco and Singapore should go. Completely disagree on Monaco and Singapore. Like, for me, not for me, those two. But let me know why you think that. Mark Johnson's got toast and muffins and red wine. Why not? I agree, Mark Johnson. And anyone who says no to you, send them my way and say, I approve. That's your official endorsement. Snowline's glad there's an Austrian GP. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's going anywhere with Red Bull's involvement in sport, right? Where are we going right now? Let's have a look. Let's get involved in the racing. Because it is Pierre Gasly who is going to be the first driver. So what happened to Logan Sargent? I do not know. He did a 141. So 137 is coming in right now. What's Valtteri Bottas going to come over the line with? 136.8. Remember, the fastest lap time in history here is Valtteri Bottas in a Mercedes, a 132.0. That shows you how far off we are at the moment. What about Esteban Ocon? Esteban Ocon goes basically slowest, 137.5. Lance Stroll's coming through now. Can he get into Q2? But Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris are going to be the big drivers to look out for here. Let's have a look out for Lando Norris. He goes fastest at 136.6. But here is Charles Leclerc. Are we going to see our first 135? We did see 135s in free practice, of course, but let's see now in Q1. Here comes Charles Leclerc over the line, and it is only just faster than Lando Norris, actually. Oscar Piastri, the hottest driver in F1 at the moment for my money, is going to go over the line and slot in 4 tenths behind Lando Norris. There's quite a big disparity here, so a lot of drivers are going to need to do another run for sure. For sure, they're going to need to do another run. Carlos Sainz also going over the line there, a bit inconspicuously, because it was not a great lap from old Carlos. Not a particularly good lap at all. Right. Max Verstappen is about to start his flying lap, and Pierre Gasly is on his in lap. So it shows you just like how many different strategies are going on right now in qualifying. See, is very congested in the approach into the last sector as well. Important to note that the start-finish line is really early on this straight. Really early finish line, I should say. So I think the start line is higher up, isn't it? But it's one of those ones where the finish line is really early. So if it does come down to the last lap for a certain battle, you don't really have the pit straight. Keep an eye on Verstappen, everyone, as he goes through the S's there. And then into the big hairpin braking zone. A massive straight afterwards. See, Oscar Piastri and Sainz are very close together, but they're all on out laps. Sergio Perez, meanwhile, he was able to do a 36.6, which is actually very competitive at this moment in time for Sergio Perez. In Q1, I would say. So I'm not too disappointed by that from Perez. Black's head tells me pole for Max, but Norris and Ricciardo. Olivier, Monaco and Singapore are very difficult to overtake. Maybe they can do different strategies or change the pits or something like that. I don't know. Lisa, the UK humble? It's a worldwide sport. Why not include everyone? Lisa, are you saying the UK is humble or not humble? Where do you think? Adrian Newey's on the pit wall again today. So here comes Max Verstappen. He hasn't done the fastest sector 2 out of everyone, which is interesting. Where is he going to finish this provisionally, this lap? I don't think it's going to be... Oh, I was going to say I don't think it's going to be faster, but it is fastest. A 1:36.4. So you can see that it's quite close at the top there, actually. And I don't know who's done the fastest sector 3 then. Someone's done a monster sector 3 that I'm not aware of. Though I don't know who it is. You can see there because he hasn't got a purple sector 3 there next to his standings. I'm on board now with Lewis Hamilton. Car looks very bouncy, very stiff. Bebop, welcome to membership, by the way. Chat, can we get some claps out there for Bebop, who has just joined the membership? I'm going to get the chef's kiss out there. Thank you so much, Bebop. Decided to become a member. Incredible support of the stream and the community. We very much appreciate it. Chat will be in there celebrating your arrival to the membership of the channel. Get access to those exclusive emojis, which is awesome. And oh, there we go. Look at chat coming in. Yeah, the times are very close. Great observation there. The times are actually really, really close. If you have a look between Charles Leclerc and Valtteri Bottas in the Alfa Romeo, that is super, super, super close. Super close, 2 tenths. So I wonder if we're going to see some casualties here. It's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Insanely busy track right now, I want to point out as well. So traffic is going to be very difficult. A lot of high downforce corners as well, where even though a car might be getting out the way, it can still put you a little bit on edge because the closing speeds are so massive. Oh, big slide by George Russell on the last corner there. Where is George Russell? He went P3, but a slide in the last sector. Who's not looking so good at the moment? Lance Stroll. And the Alpines as well. If the Alpines are setting representative times, doesn't bode particularly well. But there goes Esteban Ocon with the saying that with the fastest sector 1 out of anyone. But then Pierre Gasly goes even faster. What's going on here with the Alpines? How are they so far down? And look at Nico Hulkenberg with the fastest sector 2. We might be seeing a lot of track evolution here. By the way, Aston Martin and Lance Stroll. Whoa! What on earth has gone on there with Lance Stroll's car? something very weird. So Lance Stroll came in to do a pit stop in qualifying, which in itself is quite unusual. They put the wheel guns in. It looked like the car exploded. I think it might have just been a load of dust coming out, unless they were blowing some air through something to deliberately free up some of the things got stuck. But very unusual there for Lance Stroll in the pit. Whoa, Hulkenberg! Check that. As I was looking at Lance Stroll's course, Nico Hulkenberg, we said Haas have got a special package here. Special package indeed, because Nico Hulkenberg has just put it fastest in Q1. And we know that, Hulkenberg's been able to do this sort of stuff before, and we did qualify in P2 in Canada before we got the DQ, if you remember. Big pressure now on Kevin Magnussen to follow suit, but yes, the Haas seems to have genuine pace. Welcome, Ari, as well, member for 31 months. The big old membership. Good to have you on board. GT Ari, been ever present over those 31 months. We all know that. We all know that for sure. But I'm still really up. And there we go, Pierre Gasly with a 36.1. So 36.1 for Pierre Gasly. We're starting to, I think, really... there's a lot of pace to be unlocked here on this track. I mean, that is 0.3 quicker than Max Verstappen. It's kind of unheard of to do that. Kind of unheard of. Bebop says special package signed and accepted. Yes, indeed. Feel free to dive into those emojis. Meanwhile, Logan Sargent's got the first track limits of qualifying. We love to see it. We love to see it. But yeah, Carlos Sainz now exits Sector 1, having him set the fastest Sector 1 out of anyone. And it's not just fast, it's a whole 10th quicker than Max Verstappen. So yeah, I'm calling it now on Track Evolution. I think Track Evolution here is absolutely massive. And you could get caught out by this. So with 5 minutes to go, I think right now you probably want to be in the pits getting ready to do your last run. Because I think the track is going to be at its fastest at the end. That's what I suspect. I mean, that Nico Hulkenberg lap would have spooked a lot of teams, no doubt. LH was questioning if the UK is humble. Well, as Kendrick Lamar once said, sit down if you're humble. And I am in a seated position. And I am from the UK. Welcome, Azim Khan. Bebop saying it's a Hulkenberg hype train. All aboard. Feel free to join that train in the chat if you're on the Hulkenberg Hulk train, as we see a lot of drivers dive into the pits. And it's Carlos Sainz amongst all of that, who sets a 135.8, with Charles Leclerc also going fast. But that 135.8, I will repeat, is 0.6 quicker than Max Verstappen. Something I questioned at the beginning of the stream was that, is a little bit of that, not the fire going to go out from Max Verstappen, but is he going to lift a little bit even subconsciously from the throttle pedal? We will see, but that is pretty damn impressive pace from Carlos Sainz. But remember, the fastest lap time at this circuit is a 1:32 from Valtteri Bottas in 2019 in the Mercedes. So right now we're rolling pretty much 4 seconds a lap slower. Zim, is a G923 okay or a direct drive wheel? I use a Logitech G Pro, but honestly, it depends what your budget is and how into sim racing you feel like you're going to get. There's no problem with buying, selling, upgrading, in my view. Maddox says vroom vroom from Toby, very nice. Chaya Sights is well on his way, smooth operation, yes indeed. I'm looking on board here with Carlos Sainz. Hopefully there's no oh my goodness, he's absolutely glued through the S's. That car just is obscene. And we've seen the Ferrari be very quick at times this season. Very, very quick. So are we going to get another smooth operator moment here? As there are 3 minutes 40 to go, everyone. And that means that we're going to see a lot of cars come out. Now, I wonder... I just want to check. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, they are on their in-lap, right? Such a long lap here. They're on their in-lap. So they're not going to be able to do another lap here. It's going to be very, very, very tight anyway, aren't they? I don't believe they're going to do another lap. So, interesting. Are they going around... Is Charles Leclerc going around again? Surely that. I think that must be a glitch in timing. Surely Charles Leclerc has not gone out again, because what on earth is the point in Charles Leclerc being there on track at this moment unless he has another enough fuel for another fast lap? Welcome, Wax Shady. What do we think about that from Charles Leclerc? Because now Max Verstappen's on the flying lap. He's going to come up against Charles Leclerc. He's going to overtake Charles Leclerc. Is this strategy? Might impede the Red Bulls here. Might be really difficult for the Red Bulls to navigate. In fact, look at the traffic here for Verstappen. This is the danger of coming out really early. He's got to navigate all this traffic now. You'd imagine Hulkenberg and Norris would be pretty easy, but that traffic there looks difficult. And I genuinely don't know why Charles Leclerc didn't pit unless he's just filtering in to do another lap, or if he feels like he doesn't need to, so he may as well just be out on track. What did you lose? You lost nothing to Miprian. You lost nothing. Masso saying Merc updates are always overrated. We will see. I've got a feeling this could be competitive. I've got a feeling it could be a competitive qualifying and race here. We'll see. So Max Verstappen again is having to negotiate Lando Norris round the outside of this multi-apex corner here. So it just might be a little bit off-putting. We will see. Now, I don't think Max Verstappen's in any danger of not getting through here. I mean, the cut-off... I mean, maybe Sergio Perez is in danger. 136.6, do we think? But even then, Max Verstappen's not a million miles off. So there we go. 135.3 for Verstappen goes to the top. And we'll see Sergio Perez now. Is he able to improve? Surely he will improve. Yes. A 135.9. So I actually think a lot of drivers are at risk here. The track conditions evolving so much. Bebot saying last year's pole position 134.3 is also hotter this year. Okay, very good intel there on that pole last year. Let's keep an eye, chat, on who's coming through now. Look at Lewis Hamilton. He's had to overtake Lance Stroll, which I don't understand, and Esteban Ocon. Some of these drivers are leaving it very late to go over the line. I'm surprised it isn't a little bit more streamlined than this, but we will see. No doubt someone is going to get impeded at some point. By whom, I don't know. We will see. So Oscar Piastri is going to start his lap. Where does Lewis Hamilton go, by the way? Does he go top 4? Lewis Hamilton goes fastest out of everyone. Whoa, people slating the Mercedes upgrades. But I'm looking at his setup, and it's a very aggressive setup. Absolutely glued to the road, and he goes faster. 135.0 for Lewis Hamilton. Is George Russell on the same strategy? Hard to tell, really, with George Russell. I mean, I think it's a pretty... George Russell goes a second slower, and I wonder if George Russell's potentially in trouble, given that Alex Albon has done a 136.3, but who in that bottom 5 would be able to go faster? There goes Lando Norris. I think Lance Stroll's in danger. Oscar Piastri needs to settle this lap, but he's got a lot of clear air. Fernando Alonso's in danger here. And Kevin Magnussen, surely, if the Haas do a good pace, will need to get up there as well. There goes Logan Sargent. He hasn't really improved. Charles Leclerc is, by the way, still out on track, just chilling. Like, is it a glitch? Like, they've forgotten to call him in or something? Like, what are you doing, Charles Leclerc? Why are you out on the track? What is that about? I do not know. Unless you did a fast lap there and I missed it. So, Max up to P6. Okay, good news for K-Mag. Bottas in P9. So the timer is ended. And when all the dance ends, who is going to be left in the bottom 5? So Oscar Piastri needs to have a good finish here. Let's see. Piastri. Oh, P10 for Piastri. So it wasn't the best lap. It's very, very, very close in that midfield. I mean, the gap between P5 and P13 is 2 tenths. It's rarely this close. Rarely this close. Fernando Alonso needs to get out here. I think Lance Stroll... Where is Stroll on track? Stroll is not going to improve, and Fernando Alonso is out. So both Aston Martins are out here. That is the big news. And after all that drama, Nico Hulkenberg is going to get knocked out. So after we really, were bigging up Nico Hulkenberg, Hulkenberg is done. So very disappointing there. As I need to get into this session again. But yeah, Aston Martin, absolute disaster. Let me know in the chat if you saw that coming. But I just presume that Fernando Alonso, now was there any traffic? You'd assume because they were some of the last cars at the laps, they shouldn't really have faced any traffic. But I need to do this stupid thing again. Hang on. But something has gone badly, badly, badly wrong for Aston Martin there. That is not what they would have wanted at what is one of the most high-profile Grand Prix of the year.
Daniel, radio check, and check the drink.
And is Charles Leclerc going to box finally, or is he just going to go around forever? This is the big news. Does Charles Leclerc box? Sure, yes, he does, finally. Okay, I was getting a bit worried about Charles Leclerc not boxing, so I'm glad that's happened. Shai said, I think this Grand Prix we're getting quite the unexpected. I agree. So we're going to go into Q2. I think we're going to see a bloodbath in Q2. I really do. I mean, I just want us all to take stock here. So can we please appreciate from Carlos Sainz in P4 to... My goodness me. My goodness me. Wow. Woo. From Carlos Sainz in P4 to Fernando Alonso in P17 was only 4/10, chap. Only 4/10. I mean, that is pretty crazy. Look how close Daniel Ricciardo was from getting knocked out. Anyone seen that? Could be some track limits out in there as well. So we've lost both Williams, we've lost both Aston Martins, and we lost the Haas of Hulkenberg. And this is terrible news for Aston Martin in the context of the championships. Fernando Alonso looks like he's going to lose P3 to Lewis Hamilton pretty soon. Not this race, because actually maybe this weekend, because there's more points. I mean, the gap is 30 points, but you got the sprint race, and I mean, Hamilton needs to have an amazing weekend. But it's going to close for sure. But chat, have a look how close it is. Pretty incredible. It's one of those ones where just one half mistake is brutal in that midfield. I mean, so many different chassis and aero parts and engines and whatnot. Absolutely brutal. Alfa Romeo is doing very well. And how did Kevin Magnussen do? Well, I want to say so much better, but 2/10 is really nothing. 2/10 is really nothing over a 1 minute 30 lap. That's the thing. 2/10 in every second of time, you get 5 2/10. That's 5 2/10. You know, that's how much separates all those drivers. Really insane. But it bodes well for the sprint, with a lot of people hopefully being that equally matched. Bebot, look at the Tsunoda Tsunami in P5. Not sure that language is 100% appropriate, but Tsunoda, yes, in P5 there. Having a look at the speed trap. Look at Kevin Magnussen in the speed trap. 330 in the speed trap is 11 Ks faster than Yuki Tsunoda. That is mad. Whoa, so that Haas, have they got this sweet spot of nice downforce and also good straight line speed? We will see. VNet, what's occurring here? Well, your man Lewis Hamilton is top of the standings. Provisionally fastest in Q1. What's that going to mean in Q2? Simpson saying Hamilton, I mean, when I was looking at the onboards of Hamilton, that car just looks rails, absolute rails. Like you turn in, you're just on rails on the track. So Nico Hulkenberg, I don't think happy he got knocked out. That smashing his steering wheel, not throwing it, just hitting it. Doom saying Haas activated light speed. Yes, indeed. Alonso, stay in the car, Fernando. We're just keeping an eye on track limits for everyone else. Yeah, if I was Aston Martin, I'd be telling my social media person to check every onboard. So what happened here with the Aston Martin Lance Stroll stop? I'm going to let you know. So Lance Stroll comes in to do a pit stop in qualifying. And as they put, I think there must have been an issue with the hydraulic or whatever the compressed air system is on the jacks. So let me explain this to you in the way that I understand what may have happened. So every garage, they bring a load of tanks of compressed air. You see them when you go to races. That sort of connect into this rig that they rig out.
Understood.
And in this rig, all the hoses go for the pneumatic wheel guns, right? So a lot of compressed air comes in like that. I think there was some malfunction. That's why I thought, has a car exploded or something? Because just before they went to change the wheels, all the air came out. By the way, all of the mechanics are not wearing full flame overalls, which is very interesting because what stops there being an accident in qualifying compared to a race? I don't know. Xavier saying Haas power. By the way, chat, let's do another nation check. Let me know right now, 620 people watching. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want to see, is it going to be a US dominated stream today or not? Is it going to be UK, US? Let's see. As Q2, by the way, is already underway. It's already time for Q2. Wow. It's a sprint weekend. The things are sprinting. Lewis Hamilton is already out. I think, from what I've seen with Mercedes this season, they won't be afraid to keep the momentum high. Push early, get out early. Right, Snowline Canada, D-Boy Romania, Roy from Netherlands, Chaya from Netherlands, Vlak for Croatia, Professor US, Dutch from Netherlands. We've got Snowline and the Dutch line. Dune from West Coast, Cheats from Scotland, Gerhard from Netherlands, Drip from Greece, Olivier Netherlands, Super Kubus from Poland, Bargath from Canada, Rude from Netherlands, Kostya from Albania. Keep them coming in, everyone. Keep them coming in. Natasha from Netherlands as well. Maria from the Czech Republic. LS watching Intergalactic from Pluto. Well, that's not strictly intergalactic, is it? Actually, maybe. Yes, it is, because Pluto is not in our galaxy now. I uncorrect myself there. Kenneth from the USA. Artist from Australia. Stephen from USA. Hooked-On's just back. Javi's watching from Malaga. Nikolai's watching from Greece. Falmora, Canada. Bebop, Canada. Reynolds watching from Saudi. Okoye's watching from Nigeria. Very nice. As Max Verstappen now leaves the pit lane, you can see. Oh, look at Trinidad and Tobago. Is your internet connection always synced up? You guys and girls are trolling me, right? You always check in at exactly the same message. Urson from Trinidad Tobago. Leonard from Trinidad. Welcome Jay. Lost Navigator from Wales. VNet USA. Lights Out Germany. JUS. KRS Romania. Annie O'Grady's watching from Austin. Annie O'Grady's at the track. Ernie's from Amsterdam. Alex watching from Miami, not too far away. And Hooked On from Devons. Yeah, Professor, you're right. The onboards do look bumpy, but they look bumpy because there's so much downforce that they're not sort of softly riding over the track. They're like glued into the track, and they're riding the bumps of the track. Chris from Norway, Rob from Netherlands, Fred from Uganda, Ari from Finland. I think it's a European domination here. I feel like it's a European domination. Right, what we got in terms of the lap time? Let me get back to the standings a little bit. Is Lando Norris on a fast lap? Well, he's about to start one. Lewis Hamilton as well. So Lewis Hamilton is going to hit the traffic of Sergio Perez. Still a lot of traffic here in Q2, I have to say. Williams watching from home. LH is Britain, California. Israel watching from Morocco. Carol watching from Brazil. Verushka from Sao Paulo. We will be there, virtually, in a few weeks. Stephen, US still at work. Makes sense. Lucky from Finland. Pokaku Fung from Hong Kong. Rockio from Peru. And Hamilton Art from Oak Island in Canada. I actually don't know where Oak Island is. Apologies for my ignorance there. Linus Tech Tips watching from Norway. Okay, Lewis Hamilton overtakes Esteban Ocon there. Although Max Verstappen is... right, Charles Leclerc, first driver over with a 35.8. Which is no longer otherworldly, is it, at all? So, let's see. Because you can see Lando Norris has gone 2/10 quicker in Sector 1. As has Max Verstappen. Carlos Sainz with a very poor lap. 36.2 would have got you... wouldn't even got you... It kept you in Q1. So, there goes Lewis Hamilton, 35.7. Do we think the knockout's going to be here? Is it going to be a 35.9 or something? could be exceedingly close, everyone. Exceedingly close. So do keep an eye. Do you heard of Dennis Hauger? Yes, the F2 driver, the Red Bull. Slovakia in the house as well. So Sergio Perez now has to overtake Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri goes provisionally fast to 35.5 with a very handy lap time, I have to say. I think that's going to stand up well. But I'm trying to guess where... I mean, this is going to be such a competitive battle to get into Q1. And I wonder if Sergio Perez ain't going to make it. As he has to overtake George Russell. I was going to say Finn Russell there. I've still got rugby on my brain. So Verstappen, right, Verstappen beats Oscar Piastri 35.4, almost certainly safe. But I wonder if Lewis Hamilton and George Russell are going to be at risk here if we're going to see yet more track evolution. Keep an eye on those Alpines. Keep an eye on those Alpines. P3 for Gasly. What can Esteban Ocon cook here? Let him cook, I say. And Ricciardo finishing the lap very strong. But overall, 35.9. That was my prediction for the cutoff. I might need to revise it upwards. The thing is, when the lap times are this close, all it takes is for a couple of drivers to have absolute blinders, and you end up knocking out some big names. Got some support in the chat. Jace has got back from work. William, let's finally go Checo. Laku, let's go Oscar. Niles Verstappen. Veruska, Team Hamilton, Team Leclerc, and Snowline for Max. Not sure about Sprungbots all the way. We'll have to reconvene on that on Sunday. Okay, so Sergio Perez, where did you end up? You ended up with a 35.6. I think will get you safe, but a 35.9 will definitely not get you safe. And I wonder how low this is going to go. I really do wonder how low this is going to go, actually. I wonder if those Mercedes are in trouble, potentially. Lewis Hamilton fastest in Q1, but... could the cutoff be a 35.6? I mean, there's no reason why it couldn't, frankly. Yeah, Alonso is out. Got Aussie and Fiji as well. Chris doesn't have the unreleased F1 Man 24. Don't worry, Chris, just like everyone else in the world. Not even sure, frankly, if that game will come out, to be brutally honest. What are the Alfa Romeos doing here? No one you see right now is on a hot lap, so everyone's going to come in. And will we see anyone come out earlier to get potentially some clean running? We've seen the Mercedes do that in the past this season. Can be risky with traffic. Or is everyone going to leave it to the last moment? Because if we do expect some... oh, I'm looking at on board with Carlos Sainz here. Just had a couple of twitches on the front end, I think. And maybe some traffic. He might have complained about some traffic. That was not really in the way. Tsunoda didn't get out of the way in turn 15. He forced me offline. He should be more careful. We should flag that. Okay, I think we got the point, Carlos. But I actually didn't see too much wrong with it, to be honest. He's been told we are flagging. But don't worry about that, Carlos. You concentrate on your game. Bebop saying outdoor temperatures have a massive effect on the performance. Also, yes, you'll see that in my video tomorrow when I was racing Mazdas, just how much effect the ambient and track temperatures can have. As we looked at my telemetry, you can see stuff like gear shifting and everything. SD Bestie at P3. Esteban Ocon, yeah, I mean, the Alpines have come here with a vengeance. They've just announced the closing of a lot of funding by US celebrities. No doubt that deal would have been a few months in the making, but they will have wanted to have timed it, the announcement for this race. So we will see. Try to see if we can see Nida Drifts in the crowd. Where is Nida Drifts? Where is he? Is he drifting? See some plumes of smoke in the grandstands. What happened to Lando must have been a lap time deletion. Very good point, Lucky. So I'm a little bit behind the I'm being a little bit slow today, aren't I? But Lando Norris must have had a lap time deleted there. So big pressure for Lando. And like I said, I think Lando is actually under huge pressure right now. Arguably the driver under the most pressure. He's not signed up either. And he's in one of those situations where the pendulum is gently starting to swing on who holds the balance of power in that relationship. Because this time last year, you think McLaren would have bitten its hands off for a 3-year contract. And now McLaren might be like, we might be okay with Oscar, actually. We can put someone else in. Not saying that in a massive sense, just saying that Lando's only 3 terrible races in a row away from being washed. That's the harsh truth of F1, isn't it? I mean, like who's already said in chat, what's happened to Lando? And the irony is that Carlos Sainz, all that complaining, well, maybe it was valid complaint then. Because he is down in P14. I said there was going to be big scalps here. I promise you big scalps. Like a American general back in the day. And at the moment, those scalps would be Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris. And can Danny Rick get himself into Q3? We will see. Try and see if we see where Lando got track limits. Yeah, confirm track limits for Lando. Oh, he got a massive slide. He got a massive slide. He actually just slid all over the curb. It's a huge track limit violation. Caused by driver error, not in the sense that he didn't judge it early on the way in because he was going to be flat all the way, and then, you know, he paid for turning in too late or something. He just got it massively crossed off. So, but rules be rules, you know. They apply the same for everyone. That's the great thing about rules. Fairness. When applied equally, of course. Yeah, I don't know who Travis Kelce is, actually. I feel I've outed myself as being not an American. Reed, look at this. 18 drives within a second. Yes, you raise a good point there. You raise a good point. It's very close, Reed. It's very close. We'll see how we end up in Q2. So Max Verstappen, ironically, is one of the earliest drivers out here. So some of the big guns coming out early but they perhaps have a little bit less to lose or more of a buffer, whichever way you want to read that. So here comes Charles Leclerc, and he's on his flying lap, everyone. So Charles Leclerc on the flying lap. How is he going to do? Let's see. Through the S's. He's properly on the edge of the drop zone. In fact, I'd say his current time of a 35.8 is, on the balance of things, unlikely to be good enough to get him through. So Charles Leclerc needs a big lap here. Flack, remember to that like button. We're only on 76 likes. Streams of our view account arguably should be higher. We might get flagged as spam. So please do remember to hit that like button. I know it's so easy to forget. I forget all the time. I've forgotten until now. So Carlos Sainz sets a blistering sector 1 as well, as he overtakes Lewis Hamilton. So still a lot of traffic to deal with. Jay saying, poor Lando, his confidence is shook. I am shook. Lando Norris, here we go, going around, set his lap time. And what did Max Verstappen... Max Verstappen, just starting his lap time. My bad. My bad. I'm trying to see the first driver we're going to see over the line in the last part of Q2 is going to be Charles Leclerc. Well, I think if he can go, 35.5 should be good enough. But is that going to be the case with the Sector 1? Let's see. Surely going to be an improvement. So it goes from a 35... Oh, yes, 35 dead. 35 dead for Leclerc. That's a massive 8/10th improvement. And that, again, I wonder if that bodes ominously for some of the other drivers. So you can't afford to have someone impeding you. Right, Carlos Sainz. Is it going to be good for Carlos Sainz? Is it going to be good for Carlos Sainz? I'm a bit worried about that. Yes, it is. 35.3 for the smooth operator, so he'll no doubt be safe. Who's going to be the big scalp here? What about Lando Norris? He just had to navigate himself getting past Oscar Piastri, his teammate. And it looks like it hasn't been the best Sector 2. So Charles Leclerc was able to do a 38.2 down that big straight, whereas Lando Norris is 2/10 behind that. But that's enough of a buffer, frankly, I believe anyway. So Max Verstappen is going to go over the line. Let's see what Max Verstappen is going to do. Is he going to take provisional fastest in Q2? Let's have a look. Can he go into 34s? Oh, very close. Not quite. Very close, but essentially matches Charles Leclerc. And now the big one with Lando Norris. What's Lando Norris going to do? Is he going to go top 5 or so? Yes, he does. He goes P4. That pushes the Mercedes down into the drop zones. No mistakes can be afforded by the Mercedes drivers. Kevin Magnussen doesn't quite improve, so Kevin Magnussen is our first driver really confirmed out. And Daniel Ricciardo, sorry, is also out, unfortunately for him. Guan Yu Zhou, can he sneak into the top 10? He was top 10 in Q1. Let's have a look for Guan Yu Zhou. Yes, he does. Pushes down the Mercedes even further. And what about Yuki Tsunoda? Yuki Tsunoda, can he get through? Yes, he does as well. Wow, so pressure on the Mercedes. Are they going to comfortably clear this? It's only Valtteri Bottas who is out. So it's only the Mercedes now who really mattered, because Pierre Gasly, you may as well have bought. You may as well have bought Pierre Gasly. But what about Lewis Hamilton? Is Lewis Hamilton going to comfortably get into Q3? Barring no mistakes, should be the case. Let's see. Lewis Hamilton goes into P3. And now it's just time for George Russell. You might get a faint slipstream here from Carlos Sainz, who no doubt goes into the pits. And George Russell is going to slot in to P9. And in the end, it was Sergio Perez on the cusp. I owe you all an apology, because I said there would be big scalps here, and in the end, there weren't really any. I have to be honest. Both Alfa Romeos and both AlphaTauris mixed in with the outstanding Haas is probably what you would have predicted. But Sergio Perez very close there, so we'll see also if anyone gets pinged for track limits retrospectively. But now we're going to go into the top 10 shootout. And it is not Max Verstappen who is provisionally fastest in this session. And in fact, there are 3 different cars in the top 3, and there are 4 in the top 6, which is what we love to see. We love to see. Oh, over 100 likes, everyone. Did I get the cutoff right, though? My second cutoff. My first cut, yeah. Then that was my only cutoff. I mean, laser accurate as usual. F1. This is where the collected knowledge is. KRS, what qualifying? That was Q2. We're about to go into Q3, which is the final part of qualifying. That will decide who starts first on the grid for the race on Sunday, because we also have a race tomorrow. Stola says Kelchi is dating Taylor Swift. Good to know. Keep me up to date with all that stuff. Paul says Leclerc is pronounced Leclerc. Darko, let's go McLaren. Doom says mega lap from Ocon. Yeah, I think the Alpines have some serious pace here, I've got to be honest. Which is interesting, because the Alpines have done well previously in very high downforce circuits. Thinking Zandvoort, thinking Monaco. So it's a car that blows very hot and cold. Why did Alonso get dropped? Terrible lap, mate. Think the Aston Martin. I mean, think back to Monaco, where, you know, Alonso was really quick in the Aston, and Ocon was really quick in the Alpine. Look how different those cars are now. Albeit, you could say that the gap times are not massive. Not massive. In fact, some of these gaps are very close. How close was a knockout? Well, the gap between P8, who is Oscar Piastri, you know, podium man from Japan, I should say. Japan and Qatar, I forget so easily. The gap between Piastri in P8 and Guan Yu Zhou in P12 is only 1/10. That is absolutely insane. Literal insanity. Hooked on Classic says Swift will dump him and make a song about it. That seems pretty harsh. Unless is that just good business for both parties? Back to Aston Martin. Oh, harsh. Chat, let me know right now in the chat, who do you think is going to get on pole position here? Who do you think is going to get on pole position? I'll let you know. I think my top 3 in qualifying. I'm going to go. I'm going to go my top 3 in qualifying. I'm going to say Verstappen pulls it out of the bag. I'm going to say Verstappen pulls out the bag and gets a P1. Hamilton just has not hooked it up when it's matted recently. Sounds harsh. But look how much he is ahead of George Russell there. Oh. Should I be a romantic about Alpine there? Verstappen, Sainz, Ocon. Verstappen, Sainz, Ocon. That's what I'm going. Roast me in the chat if you want. Or support my prediction. It's up to you. What you want, frankly. It's a free stream. Professor saying Lando, Sai saying Sir Lewis Hamilton, Joe saying Leclerc, Dean Hamilton, Sky Leclerc, Dave saying Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton, same as Marky Harrison. Jay's putting Oscar on the podium in P3, Roy Verstappen, Piastri, Leclerc. Lance Stroll just looks so unbothered by being an F1 driver. I would be so excited. I would be. You couldn't stop me talking to media. Charlie Lucky third. Don't know who Charlie Lucky is. You mean Charles Leclerc? Chaya, you can't just slot 5 in your top 3, mate. That ain't how it works. Instructions were very simple. Quinton Lights Turtles.
Someone's run wide.
Super GT going Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc. Natasha, Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz. Mark, Max, Lewis, Charles. No one's backing me with Ocon. I feel like I've gone out on a limb now with Esteban Ocon. Wow, the cap that Fernando Alonso has for this race is so good, and it's not a Kimoa cap. What is Kimoa as well?
Oh, we've had a spin.
Do you think Lewis will beat Perez second in the championship? Hang on. Is Hamilton ahead of Alonso in the championship? Remind me. Remind me on that. Is it Hamilton's 30 points behind Perez? William saying Alonso for pole ain't gonna happen. Annie O'Grady says anyone but Hamilton. Super GT Ocon will be flying once all that celebrity cast starts flowing at Alpine.
Copy.
Doom's here for Ocon. Yeah, Granny Joe's helmet. I haven't seen it actually. I want to see it. Guess I won't see it until tomorrow now. Because he's out. Oh, Kimoa is Alonso's clothing brand. Okay. When I went to the Spanish GP last year, they were giving out loads of Kimoa t-shirts and caps at some stall. I was like, okay. So I queued there for a couple of minutes and I went up. I was like, oh, can I have a Kimoa hat? I was like, no. It was all his fan club only, and I looked really stupid. I look like a right idiot. Welcome Joseph Ring with the £2 with your first super chat on a live stream chat. Can we give some community love to Joseph Dring? Yes. For your first ever super chat on YouTube or on the stream, I'm not sure, but either way, I'm very grateful, Joseph. They all add up in a very meaningful way and allow this to happen and allow us to pursue our dreams, for which I am eternally grateful. Simple as that. Simple as that. And, you know, Friday night, Q1, Q3? Is it only me that gets confused between Q1 and Q3? Bargav, just chill right here. Just chill right here with us, Joseph. Pro Joshy Lad says, Russell's been poor today. Any reason why? Might just not be on it. I don't know. It might just be that Hamilton is really, really on it and he's kind of showing a disparity there. Oh, look at the claps coming in. Limitless J, Snowline, Olivier Chaya. That's how we do, everyone. That's how we roll as a community. Bent Tabletops says, I don't know about finishing places, but Mercedes will take each other out again? Sargent will crash out. You know the bookies won't take odds on that anymore. You literally cannot go into a bookmaker and place odds on Logan Sargent crashing out. Perez or Stroll will crash into someone. It's quite a good accumulator that you have there. Well, I condone that. I sneeze. Am I going to sneeze? Just make your mind up if I'm going to sneeze or not. No, I'm okay. Good. You know one of those ones where you're like, oh, I'm going to sneeze, and then it stops. Like a sneeze comes and it's like, I'm going to make you sneeze. Stop everything you're doing. And then just as you're like, okay, I'll stop for you. And then the sneeze just stays at like that imminent sneeze. And you're like, okay, come on. It's not funny now, just sneeze a lot. Welcome to Aston Martin. I don't know, it could be that they focused on next season's car. It could be some 4D chess. That they've just decided to follow some philosophies that lead into next year's car instead because they got limited testing time. And actually limited development time as well. So it all comes together. Don't know what you're doing, Tom Classics here. I don't understand that at all. Right, 10 minutes to go, everyone, in Q3. This is to decide our pole sitter for the race tomorrow, which I am very excited about. Not race tomorrow, race on Sunday, I should say. And who is going to be the first driver to go over the line to start the lap? I believe it is going to be Carlos Sainz. So, the lap times are wiped clean. It's a clean slate. And we will see who is going to basically drive out of their skin, because it's so close. I think you need to really do a lap time where you exceed your usual state of performance. I think it's going to be one of those. Yep, Q3, let's go. We need a Q3 emoji, don't we? Should have got those. Right, here we go. Verstappen on the move on the in-lap. Sorry, the out-lap, I should say. But it is Oscar Piastri. I don't know if anyone can remember sector times. Let's see what he does in sector 1. 25.5. I don't know where that rates. Although I would say Charles Leclerc has gone quicker on his out-lap. So, it's, sorry, Charles Leclerc, sorry. I think Max Verstappen is going to be first over Sainz lap time. It's going to be Max Verstappen. There we go. 35 dead for Verstappen. And then Charles Leclerc is going to follow suit very quickly. Oh, man, I hate this stuff. So damn fiddly. Right, there goes Charles Leclerc at 134.8, which is... I think that's a slow lap from Verstappen. That lap time for Verstappen is really not going to cut it. And Lando Norris has set a really slow lap time here. Exceedingly slow from Lando Norris. So what on earth is going on? That's a lot of variability. And I wonder if Charles Leclerc has just potentially glitches. That's very close to the fastest lap time we had from last year, isn't it? So, wow, okay. Well, as it stands, I think Max Verstappen is in big trouble. He will need to pull something out of the bag in his last run. Esteban Ocon, meanwhile, couldn't do it. My man, I tipped to maybe get P3. He's done a relatively slow 35. Now, I say relatively slow, it's a whole second slower than Charles Leclerc. But keep an eye on the Mercedes here, with George Russell followed by Perez and then Hamilton. So what can Russell do? As has been identified in chat, hasn't looked super quick. 135.6 I think is similar to what he did in Q2, isn't it? So maybe he's finding his particular limits here. But Lewis Hamilton is a driver to watch. Can Lewis Hamilton go provisionally fastest? Let's see. What is it going to be from Lewis Hamilton? Oh, it's very close. 0.06 of a second. And he splits Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen. GPX saying Verstappen's car is insane. Well, this is very tasty for the last runs now. Very tasty for those last runs. Okay. I don't know if anyone watching wants to change their prediction, but this is going to get pretty damn tasty, I have to say. Are we going to see deletions? And Pierre Gasly did actually manage to get somewhat in the mix with a 35.2, albeit 0.4 off. Maybe he can pull a lap of the gods out. We will see. 0.4 might in some way sound like a lot, but at this sort of circuit, I think there is a lot of time to be found if you do that perfect lap. Do I think Verstappen's better than Hamilton? Very difficult to say. Very difficult to say. Almost impossible to say. But you let me know what you think. Expecting the unexpected this GP, that's what Chaya says. Yes, I agree. So what we're going to see now, chat, we're going to see all those cars on track dive into the pits, get some last minute information perhaps on stuff their teams find out on that last lap, And then it's going to be a rush to get out and get those final lap times in. That I think is going to be, potentially fireworks. Keep an eye on Verstappen's lap time. So have a look at those sectors now for Leclerc. 25.4, 38.1, 31.1. If those are the sector times. So are we going to see someone go much quicker than that? We will see. Amara hopes it's Ferrari or McLaren. Hedging your bets. Right, Verstappen wasn't happy about something. Verstappen wasn't happy. I don't know if Verstappen had to do a swap with Sergio Perez or something. But Verstappen was fuming over the radio, so calm down, Max. Right, Russell lap time deleted. There we go. First deletion in Q3 is George Russell. So George Russell has had his lap time deleted, everyone. So George Russell just does not look super confident here. Obviously had a very tough race in Qatar. Was basically last, wasn't he? And then lap 1 because of the damage he took with the crash that was really Lewis Hamilton's fault. But then recovered back very strongly as the Mercedes has had very, very competitive race pace in Qatar. So would have been interested to see Lewis Hamilton in that race. Welcome to Vin James, just woke up. No worries to Vin James, you've woken up just in time for Q3. George saying, bet he's sweating now. Well, hopefully, unless he needs to lubricate those wheels somewhat. Andy Grady, not difficult. He definitely is. He has been beat consistently for years now. Proving you are better than the best makes you the best. That is how you become the best. You've got to race the best. You've got to beat the best. And that kind of goes, I think, for a lot of different aspects of life. No shame in losing to the best if you're learning along the way, because maybe one time a time will arrive where you will be able to take them on head-to-head and beat them. Right, Max Verstappen leaves the pit lane. So that is going to start the crescendo of cars. The disadvantage Red Bull have here is that they are the first pit box on pit entry. So other teams can see them leaving the pit box and then just cut them up. What happened to George Russell here? Right, unlike the Lando Norris one from earlier, this was just a misjudgment of where he expected his car to be relative to the right line. So that is a very frustrating driver error. I personally said I think we saw way too much of that in Qatar. For the calibre of these drivers, they were just making way too many avoidable track limit mistakes. Right, Max Verstappen. Sorry, that must have been... Well, I saw a... Did Max Verstappen come through the pits again? Because I've just seen Max Verstappen come out of the pits again. And I'm sure I saw him come out of the pits just a little while ago. So I really don't know what's happened there. I don't know if Max Verstappen's just driven through the pits or something. Very confused. I don't know if someone was following what happened on the live timings there. But I've got a bit Chris Kamara. Carlos Sainz won the Grand Prix here last year, by the way. Sorry, was on pole position, I should say, last year. So how would the smooth operator do? Roy Verstappen is a better driver because he can drive a car that is not so good, and Hamilton can't do that. Hamilton, people say, has always had a championship winning car. That's the accusation that people do level. Any thoughts, chat, on what the pole position time will be here? 30. Is a 34.6 possible? 34.6. We will see. Right, only 1 minute to go, so a lot of the drivers you see on track are not going to get round again. And it is Charles Leclerc who sets off like a hare, but I'm not sure has the best Sector 1. Followed by Lando Norris. Lando is 10th and a half behind in one sector alone, but I set off like a rabbit in Sector 2. And Carlos Sainz is somewhere in the middle. So right now, Leclerc in Sector 1 is beating Max Verstappen. Leclerc has one hand on that pole position mini Pirelli tyre. So let's see how that's going to work out. What does Max Verstappen do in Sector 2? 38.1 to beat. Keep an eye on that Verstappen sector time, but I feel like Charles Leclerc here is looking supreme. That is my hunch. Had to navigate George Russell there. So let's keep an eye here. Is Charles Leclerc even going to improve? Probably. Oh, yes, he does. 34.7 for Leclerc. 34.7 for Charles Leclerc. Wow. Well, that is a marker that I'm not sure Verstappen can match. Lando Norris certainly could. And what about Carlos Sainz, the pole position man from last year? Can he improve? 34.7? No, 34.9. And here comes Verstappen. Here comes Verstappen now. What's it going to be for Max Verstappen, the championship winner? What is he going to do? He does it at 134.7. The margins are so insanely tight. 5 thousandths of a second. 5 thousandths of a second. And Max Verstappen pulls it out of the bag like it's a rabbit. My word, where did that come from in Sector 3? It must have been one of the Sector 3s of all time. Wow, that is insane. What about Esteban Ocon now? Let's keep an eye if anyone else was surprised. But I think between the Alpines and Hamilton, we'll have to have a look. And also track limits as well. Hamilton did the fastest Sector 1. Verstappen lap time deleted. What's gone on? Verstappen lap time deleted, maybe. Verstappen lap time deleted. Has that happened? Carnage. Carnage. Carnage if that's happened. Meanwhile, Sergio Perez goes over the line. 35.1. Oh, my word. What is going on here? What is going on? Lewis Hamilton with a 34.8 slots in P3. Chat, did anyone see it? Did anyone see it? Oh, it's going to be controversial. Max Verstappen, it looked like, had pulled out an incredible Sector 3, but maybe it was too much. Maybe it's by virtue of the track limits. Because no one else on track, everyone, is going to set a time. Big, big drama. Big, big drama, and we love it. That's what we're all about. We love the drama. I love a little bit of drama here. Track limits. Oh, lap time deleted. Car number 1, time 134.718, which would have been the pole position time for track limits deletion at turn number 19. Maximilian Verstappen, what have you done? You've gone from P1 to P6. Oh, you're going to start behind Russell, Sainz, Hamilton and Lando. Meanwhile, Oscar Piastri, just neither of his lap times. He must have made a serious mistake in both of them. Essentially almost a second off the pace. And off his teammate as well. Quintin, nice to see track limits are starting to matter to Max. Oh, a bit of salt in there. Bit of salt in that one from Quintin. Yeah, Max is about... Can anyone hear that? Hang on. Can anyone hear that? Can you hear that explosion of noise from Austin? Is Max Verstappen exploding? Oh, it's very close, you know. And I'd need to see another angle from that, because on the onboard it looks super close. Oh no, oh. Well, I can't remember if it's all... Is it all four wheel? Oh no, he's off. He got a little bit of oversteer, and that just means that you end up pirouetting the car off the track. Blue Trans Am, Ferrari and McLaren front row. Anyone see that coming? Who did I predict again? Didn't I predict Leclerc? No, I predicted Verstappen, didn't I? Damn it. I can't revise history. Yeah, Charles Leclerc with an incredible helmet. It really looks like a Heineken helmet, even though it isn't, but I'm sure Heineken have actually paid for that, because it just... You look at it and you think Heineken. And Heineken sponsor Formula 1, so I'm drawing some dots here that I'm probably not meant to draw. But I'm going to draw them anyway, because drawing dots is fun. George, everyone was bigging up Max last race for being the only driver not to get a lap time deleted. He went all the way through Qatar and messed up here. He's keeping the helmet on. He looks like he's fuming. I wonder if he's going over to the FIA now. I think he's going to get weighed. Don't think he's taking it in good spirits, should we say. Don't think he's taking it in good spirits at all. Now, we might see some more lap time deletions. We will see. Now, chat, we are going to be streaming tomorrow the sprint qualifying and the sprint race. So I will up those streams after this stream. So it'd be great to see you there. Leave me some comments under this stream as well when it comes to the layout, if you prefer this layout or not, so I can decide what to do. Would be good to know. Yeah, all the people supporting Charles Leclerc, hope you're feeling very happy. Oh, it's James Hinchcliffe doing the interviews here. Vlatka's getting better in the guessing game. Albar saying it's over for Checo. Is Checo washed? I think Checo might very well be washed. Joe, he's already won the World Drivers' Championship. He should be more magnanimous. I dare I say you don't become a World Drivers' Championship without having that streak in you. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. How is that not a Heineken helmet? It's sponsored by Global Poker though. What's Global Poker? Incognito likes the big map. Very nice, good to hear. Limitless prefers this layout. We'll definitely see you for both lives tomorrow. Yeah, then the big one on Sunday. It's going to be a big day. I think one of the races tomorrow is very late. It's late night. Annie says, Joe, F1 is not a magnanimous sport. Brutal. Annie coming straight in there with the realism. With that realism. Lacu's a Piastri fan. Yeah, we'll have to analyse and I'll let you know tomorrow why it just didn't work out for Piastri. Because, yeah, not great, is it? Not great for the man who's looking so hot at the moment. But he is a rookie. You can afford to do this in the rookie season and no one's really going to bat an eyelid. You know, is it the best rookie season in F1 since Lewis Hamilton, who almost won it? Quite possibly. Who would say no, right? Who would say no? Jay says, well done to Charles. Yes, indeed. Well done to Charles. Right, chat, I still feel a little bit ill, actually, so I'm not going to hang on this stream much longer. I'm going to recover. I'm going to get stuff ready for tomorrow. I'm going to have a good night's sleep, which I rarely do, but today I need it. We're going to start the streams early again tomorrow. You know, we're going to give ourselves lots of time to chat and think about that. We'll focus on the sprint tomorrow because I feel like with the Drivers' Championship not on the line and Max Verstappen, you know, it was close anyway. We could genuinely see a proper sprint tomorrow. We're going to stream everything tomorrow. We're going to stream the shootout and the sprint. The shootout is just sprint qualifying, right? I don't know why they don't call it sprint qualifying. I must be missing something. But yeah, it's been amazing to have you all with us today. I think we peaked at over 1,000 viewers, which is absolutely insane. And I should feel a little bit better tomorrow, which would be great in the daytime as well. And yeah, I think tomorrow we just focus it as a day of sprint racing, and we're going to go into the premiere of my story of how you can become a real-world racing driver, which I'm very excited about. But right now I'm going to get a bowl of cereal. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ari, Size, Flatka, Jay, Laku, Doomed, Annie, Limitless, Lost, Incognito, Size, Elba, Axis, Amara, Chaya, Daniel Gomez, George Rogers, Blue Trans, Doomed as well. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. And I will see you all. See you tomorrow. No Max Verstappen on pole for the race on Sunday. Who would have thought it? And Lewis Hamilton in P3. Wow. Goes